Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Dating Shame. I know y'all probably missed me last week. I was out last week. You know, I normally do 4 or 5 shows and I skip a show, but that's okay. I'm here now. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everybody was safe and all that. And like I say, we are back again with another episode of the Dating Shame. And as always, I have my co-host with me, Nicole. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I hope you had a good Turkey Day celebration and all that good old stuff. Everything went well. Everything was safe. Everything was good. Hello?
Good deal.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I was saying, I hope you had a good Turkey Day weekend. I hear you had, everything went good. Everything went safe on your end.
It did. How about yourself?
Yeah, everything went good. But you know the bad part about it? Time to get back to work tomorrow. So, yeah, you know how that is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it is. At that time, it comes quick.
I know it. But, you know, that's what it is. But here we go again with another episode of the Dating Shame, like I say. And today we are going to be talking about having those hard conversations. And we know how, certain things people don't like to talk about, certain conversations, people don't like to bring up, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today, having those hard conversations. But, as always, before we get started, Nicole and myself, before we get started on the show, we got to throw that disclaimer in, and which is the views and the opinions of the Dating Shame is strictly of the host. That's myself and Nicole. If we offend anyone or step on any toes, it's purely incidental. But as always, if that shoe fit, what you got to do with that shoe, Nicole? You got to wear it. You give this charge if it offends you. Simple as that. So now, we are live on Facebook. All my Facebook family, if you want to call in and be a part of the show, number is 870-397-1219. 870-397-1219. Miss Nicole, I don't see you up here yet on TikTok. I don't think she got it together on her end yet. I'm looking for her. We're live on TikTok. What do you say, Nicole?
Requested twice.
Okay, there you go. Hold on a second. Let me get you. All right, there we go. I didn't catch it. I didn't see it the first time. There we go. We're live on TikTok. If anybody want to see Nicole, I know I'm going to have some comments out there saying, put on camera. She's right there on TikTok right there with the wavy hair, the wavy long hair, and Nicole right there. Live on TikTok. So you want to see Nicole, she's right there on TikTok right there. All my YouTube viewers, like I said, you want to call in, there you go right there. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, 870-397-1219. You want to put in a comment on the show? Welcome to. I'll read it out. Like I say, we are talking about having those hard conversations. So now, and we got it out the way. So now, Nicole, what would be a hard conversation to have? You with your mate. You want to talk to him. You want to, you want to express yourself, but he keeps putting you off.
Mm-hmm. So what would be a hard conversation with my mate?
Yeah. What would you think would be a hard conversation? That would make you say, should I talk to him about this or not? What would you think?
Maybe if he's doing something I don't agree with, or he has some beliefs that I don't agree with, or are different from mine.
Okay. Okay. So what would be a belief? Let's say, you talking about faith wise, religion wise?
It's religion-wise, yeah. There's a bunch of different religions, so
Mm-hmm.
religions can be a tough topic to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So you think that, that would be something that you have to pick a time? You have to say, well, I have to pick the right time to discuss this, try to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you definitely need to wait for a good time, especially if you're busy. You got to wait till you both have time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
You got to schedule a time
Right.
to talk. You can do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So you think, once you get into the conversation with him, I mean, once you, decide that you want to talk about this, that you have to kind of walk on eggshells with it? No, what?
Um, I don't know about walking on eggshells. Shouldn't have to walk on eggshells,
Mm-hmm.
but you can say I have a difficult subject to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to have a conversation about.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of difficult.
Okay. Okay. So now, let's say that you and this person, y'all haven't you're on the dating, you know, let's say you're about a month into dating each other, and you want him to attend church with you. But now you don't know, you don't even, by this time, you don't even know if this person even go to church.
Mm-hmm.
So now how do you have this conversation? I mean, not just asking to come to church with you, but you want to know what's his beliefs. What do he believe in? How do you go about having that conversation?
I think anybody that's an avid churchgoer, they're gonna ask their mate or whoever they're talking to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will, especially if they enjoy their church. They want them to experience that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you may start off by, "Hey, you want to come to church with me Sunday?"
Mm-hmm.
And based on their answer,
Mm-hmm.
he could say, "Hey, yeah, I'll go," or then he may slack off and he's probably busy
Mm-hmm.
every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could say, "Well, I don't believe in that religion."
Right.
So then that's the time to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. So now what if he say, I don't believe in that religion?
Uh, Definitely have questions. What do you believe in?
Mm-hmm.
And what are some reasons why you don't believe in that religion?
Okay. 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 But do you feel that would be a hard conversation, because now you're putting that person in a position where, let's say that person was just a non-believer, an atheist,
Mm-hmm.
you know, would you think that would be putting them in a position where at that time he don't want to share this or, mention anything about it or something like that?
Well, either he will need to start that conversation, or if I'm inviting him to church, then the conversation is going to have to be had.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
either I'm going to start it or he's going to start it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's
Either you're
something.
going to start it, either he's going to start it, or you're going to start it.
Yeah.
But what if that comes, like I say now, what if that conversation never comes up?
It's going to come up.
You saying it's
one
going to
way or
come up?
another, it's going to come up.
Oh, okay. In your view, either way it goes, it's going to come up.
Yeah, I mean, everyday talk. If you're a religious person and you're going to say things or do things that atheist don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to feel some type of way. Or if you're talking about your religion
Mm-hmm.
and the atheists don't have anything to say about it, you're going to wonder why.
Right.
So the
Right.
conversation's going to come up regardless.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So now, like I say, now you ask this person, you say, well, I want you to attend Sunday services with me. And they say, well, I don't believe in church. In fact, I don't even believe in religion.
Mm-hmm. So that is their
And
story.
okay, and now wait a minute. And they say, well, in fact, I don't. That's a conversation I try to stay away from.
Mhm. Well, then you're making it hard for that person to talk to you about it.
Well, I mean,
The conversation goes both ways.
yeah. I
If
mean,
you're
uh,
if you're seeing a person and you're serious about a person and
mm,
you're thinking about the future
mm,
with that person, you're gonna have the conversation.
mm-hmm, okay.
Because like I said, it's gonna come up regardless. That conversation's gonna come up regardless. So if you keep trying to have a conversation with a person who don't want to have it,
Mm-hmm,
that can hinder the relationship.
mm-hmm, okay. Okay. But like I say now, the person they say, well, I try to stay away from, certain things as religion. Not that I have anything against it. What a person believes, what a person do, hey, that's what they do. As for me, I just certain things I just try to stay away from. Not
Yeah.
that I don't mind having a conversation. I just stay away from religion.
What, the conversation about religion?
I stay away from religion.
Okay, but then you would still have to have that conversation.
Right. Okay, but now that's the conversation you just said. That's the conversation. I stay away from religion.
Okay, well, if he's making it difficult to talk, it's still going to be a problem.
He's not making it difficult. He's just saying that religion itself, I just stay away from it. I just stay away from religion.
And that's a conversation.
Hmm.
That's not a conversation.
Yeah. Okay. I just got a person just asked me on YouTube. We're talking about having those hard conversations. How do you break the ice? How do you talk about things that you might feel that's you don't want to offend a person or make a person think differently of you by having a conversation. It might be something that's on your mind that you feel like if you're contemplating dating or getting involved with someone, and you feel that a conversation has to be had. Certain conversations. And Nicole and I, my co-host here, like I said, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you want to see Nicole, she's on TikTok. You want to go on TikTok, go on the Dating Shame page on TikTok. And if you want to be a part of the show on TikTok, tell them how to get there, Nicole.
Go to the Dating Shame page on TikTok. Uh, hit the live. Go on the live. At the bottom, there's two people outlined, and hit that to request to be a guest on the show.
And
And Keith will add you in.
there you go. The request will come to me. I will hit accept, and you will be right here with me and Nicole on TikTok, Facebook. Call in. You can call in on the show too. The number is 870-397-1219. And uh, you can be a part of the show. The person said hello, Nicole and Dwayne on YouTube. Hello. So
Hello.
if you want to be a part of the discussion, we are talking about having those hard conversations. Give me a call. Give us a call. I'll put you on. Phone number is 870-397-1219. That's 870-397-1219. 1219. So now, let's get back into the discussion. So now, Nicole, you're talking about religion. You're contemplating dating this person. And like I say, you like to attend church, and the person that you dating are contemplating dating, you want them to, feel the same way that you do about, going to church, attending church. And so you just ask a question. The person just simply says, I stay away from religion. So now they're not saying that, I don't want to have that discussion. They just stay away from this from religion. So now how do you bring that out of why do you stay away from religion without, probably offending that person in some type of way?
Well, exactly that. Why? Is there a reason? Is there a personal reason or your beliefs? Why? I would like to understand.
And like I say now, the person just says, I just stay away from it. I don't believe in it. You got all these religions, this one, that one, and the other. I'm the right one. I'm the right one. They're the right one. They're the right one. So I just stay clear away from it, all of it. And that's just how they feel.
So there's no reason. They just stay clear because there's so many different religions.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know one from the other. They don't know what to believe and this and that and the other. So they just stay away from it.
Okay, well that would be definitely a conversation. If you're looking to be with a person, that's a very vague answer. So it takes two to have a conversation.
Right.
One has to listen. One has to do the talking. You have to see, look at each other's perspective on it. And if he's not giving a perspective or that vague perspective, then there's really nothing to go
on. Okay. And so Doe Turner said that they agree with you, Nicole. They agree with you. They would want to know the reason why they stand clear away from religion.
Definitely.
Yeah. But now, like I say now, religion, politics, these are things that people, normally don't like to talk about. When they are talking in a conversation with people, they don't like to talk about these things because they say that, both of them have started wars, so they just try to stay away from those conversations. You see?
Yeah, I can see that there are some touchy subjects, but if you're going to be in a relationship with someone and if you're looking to have a future with that person, that's something you need to be transparent and direct about.
Right. Hey, and I agree with you, but now let me ask you this. Now, let's say, for instance, you're in a relationship and you've been in a relationship, let's say 4 months. Let's say 4 months. So now it was going good at first. Let's say the first 2 months was good. But now you see that this person is not reciprocating the same thing that you are at this point. And you go to him and you say, well, what's wrong? Right? There's nothing wrong. Why do you think something is wrong? Yeah. Well, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. I don't feel like talking right now. So now, how do you handle that?
Well, if they said they don't feel like talking about it, that's their choice if they don't feel like talking about it, but it's not going to solve anything.
Okay.
If they don't talk about it, if they can even say, well, give me some time, and we can talk about it later, or let me do my thoughts together. A person, if something changed in a relationship, the person that sees the change is going to want to know why.
Right.
And what's going on. So I think it's all in the approach. And like I said before, it takes two to have the conversation.
Right.
You have to listen to each other's perspectives and point of views and not judge, which we do a lot. We're going to judge, but you have to try not to judge that person for how they feel.
Right. So now, not want to judge that person. You don't want to get into that area. But now you want to know what's going on. You want this person to talk to you. So how do you draw that out of them?
Well, you want to not put blame on the person first. That's one reason why people don't like to have conversations. They feel like the blame is on them.
Right.
Which sometimes maybe it is, but you don't want to just put it out there. Oh, you don't do this, you don't do that. You probably say, oh, I feel this has changed.
Right.
You don't want to just, when you start putting blame, that's when things start going south. So, like I said, it's all in the approach, how you approach a person with the conversation.
So now, I'm going to throw some at you. Before I do that, I'm going to read these comments right here on YouTube with I think that's Doe Turner. She said, we was talking about it on the religion aspect. She said, the reason I said it is because the person might be a devil worshiper and the other might be a Baptist. And then it's time to move on. Okay, I got that. You don't want to fool no devil worshipers, But then she says, relationship is communication. And that's absolutely right. If you lose communication, then you have nothing. You have nothing. I mean, right. The other, couple of aspects in a relationship, sex, financial and all that can still go on, but that will get old fast too without communication. To me, all three has to be working, with each other. If one fall, the other two gonna fall too, sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. That's what that is. But now, like I said, how do you draw this out of person? If a person, let's say for instance, while you was in the process of dating, and you know how people can, okay, it's Doe Turner. I got you, Doe Turner. The person is showing you everything that you want to see in the dating process, in the getting to know each other stage. They're showing you everything you want to see. You're checking all the boxes, in the dating process, in the getting to know each other process. Okay, y'all fall into the relationship. 4 or 5 months down the road, you see that this person is narcissistic. It's a narcissist. Okay. So now you know how a narcissist goes.
Yeah.
Hard to talk to a narcissist because that narcissist is not going to take accountability. That narcissist is not going to be wrong. That narcissist is going to be none of that. So how do you talk to a narcissist?
Like I said, you don't want to put blame. You don't want to share blame, and you want to use I statements, what you notice, what you observe, and ask questions. And as far as a person who doesn't accept accountability, they are hard to talk to. And they're not going to compromise. If they're not taking accountability, they're not going to compromise. So they will make it hard, period, for the relationship, the conversation in the relationship. They're going to make it hard. So if they don't take accountability, that you'll probably see that early in the relationship. And if I see that, I'm out.
You out.
Just point blank, that's something I don't want to deal with. Someone who doesn't take accountability.
Okay. Well, see, that's what Doe Turner said too. They say you can't talk to them. It's their way or no way.
That's right.
That's a narcissist. So now you've accepted the fact that I'm dealing with a narcissist. You've accepted that. You in a relationship now. So now you got something that's bothering you. And you've had a few conversations with him and you already know how the conversation went. So now you something is bothering you and you want to come and talk to this person about it. And so now you already know that the narcissist is gonna always try to put it on you. Gonna try to flip it on you and put it on you. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
So now something is bothering you. It's to the point where you see that it's detrimental to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you put in your mind that this is something I have to talk to him? I mean, you don't just want to just one day just say, forget this, I'm packing up, I'm out. You don't want it to come to that. But if you do it, do it. But you want to talk. You the communicator in the relationship, not the narcissist. You want to talk to him. So now how do you approach this?
Like I said, you would have to go to them with no blame. You can't blame them because they're not going to accept it. Use our statement. This has changed. Is there a reason why this is going on or that? But like I said, it's hard to be in a relationship with a narcissist and someone who doesn't accept accountability. That relationship's not going to last too long.
Right.
Unless you're a very patient person and that is willing to deal with that.
Okay. So you feel like it's hard to deal. It's hard to talk to a narcissist, but you know that you have to have this conversation when this conversation is going to hinge. It's hinging. The relationship is hinging on this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but do they know?
Well, narcissists don't know nothing but what they know. That's it.
and that's why it'd be hard to. You can have the conversation, and like you said, they can turn it around on you. I hate to say it, but it's usually a woman that goes to the man for the hard conversations, and most men they don't want to hear it. They don't want to have the conversation. And they turn it back around on you. Oh, you're nagging. Why are you nagging?
Right.
Why are you're being like that? You're too emotional. You just want to argue. But all the woman's trying to do is get clarity.
Right.
Come to some type of conclusion. But because they don't want to hear it, they're going to put blame back on the woman.
So that makes it hard to have that conversation with that person.
Yeah.
And so after a while, what do you think gonna happen?
It's not gonna last.
It's not gonna last.
If you can't come to a conclusion, if you can't collaborate on something, you can't come together. If that person can't accept accountability, it's not gonna last.
Right. You see, like I say now, talking to a person, arguing with a person, disagreement all the time, a narcissist, you're gonna always put it on you. That's not a conversation to me. You see,
no, it's not.
To me, that's a track meet. Only thing you're doing is see. That's it.
You want to win.
That's it. You just seeing who's gonna win the conversation, or the argument or whatever. That's not a conversation. You see, to me, a conversation is coming to a compromise, come into an agreement. Sometimes even agree to disagree if that's what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hear each other out.
Right. Right.
You have to hear each other's perspective and try to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you feeling like this?
Right.
Why do you feel like something's changed?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or you could probably say, oh, you know what? I have been slacking on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to do better. I'm going to do better.
Right. Right.
And actually do better, but
Mm-hmm.
not just say it.
Right. Right. And I can agree with that, you know. But like I say, dealing with a narcissist is a whole nother level.
Yeah, you're not going to get that.
You're not gonna get that. Mm-hmm. That's right. So now let's go to another thing that I feel like could be a hard conversation to have with a person. Hold on a second. I'm getting a little feedback here on my mics. Politics. Let's talk about politics for a minute, which is another thing that people say they'd rather not get into when it comes to politics. You know, they'd rather just leave it out the conversation. But of course, when you are contemplating, like I say, you're contemplating on dating someone, even if you at a point where you into getting to know each other stage, you want to know their views on certain things when it comes to, you know, social things in the world or the world itself. What's your views? You know, so now let's say, for instance, you are out on a date with a person, and let's say you just got something on your mind. Let's say you earlier you was at the store, and don't get me wrong when I say this, and people out here, please don't get me wrong about this. Before I start, before I do this, let me say, if you want to join the show, if you want to call in, the number is 870-397-1219. You want to call in, be a part of the show, please do. Live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. If you want to put a comment in, you can also do that. I'll reach a comment out on the show. You want to be live with me and Nicole, just go on the Dating Shame page on TikTok. Hit the live button. You'll see two little icons, like little two people. Hit that. It will send an invitation to me. I will accept the invitation, and you will be live. You can join the show like that. So now, you got a date that night, but earlier you was at the store, and you see a person in the store that has two buggies full of food, full of food. And now you looking at this person, and you say, Now the person get to the checkout line, and they got $700 worth of food. They pull out the food stamp card, the EBT card, swipe the card. Now you look at this person. The person look able-bodied, don't look like nothing wrong or nothing like that. But now here you go. You got a few little things. You walk out the store with 5 bags, and you done paid over $100. So now you feeling some type of way about that. You know, this person, you know, like I say, looks, don't get me wrong, looks can be deceiving, but you looking at this and you saying to yourself, this not fair. So now you go out on a date that night and you ask this person, you say, well, but you don't ask them, you just say, you know, you're just having general conversation. And you say, well, I saw a person today and it just really, you know, ticked me off. You know, I'm in the grocery store and I got a few little bags and I got to pay over $100 for this. And I see them with 2 buckets just full of food. and they got $800 worth of food. Here I am, I ain't got, and I got to work every day, and this person got an EBT card, and I can't even qualify for this. So now you just making general conversation. It pisses you off. You just trying to vent. So now this person say to you, I don't see nothing wrong with that. So now this going into the politics part of having hard conversations. So now this person say to you, I don't see nothing wrong with that. So now what comes to your mind is, what is this person? So now you ask them, well, what do you classify yourself as politically? Which side of the fence you on? So now I'm gonna ask you, what are your views? If you saw this, Nicole, personally, if you saw this at the grocery store, would you think that way? Would that make you mad? Or would that, I'm gonna say mad, would that make you feel some type of way?
No, it wouldn't, because you don't know that person's story.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. So I really can't say that'll make me mad.
Well, like I say, I'm not gonna say mad. I'm just gonna say, would it make you feel some type of way?
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
No.
So now,
because
go ahead.
I can't worry about what they're doing, because there are federal laws in place that supposedly, if they're able-bodied, or maybe it's something in their situation, that they're eligible for food stamps. Okay. You know, maybe that situation is worse than I see. But I don't know.
But now food stamps or EBT or whatever it is, it's just supposed to be a temporary thing. It's supposed to be an assistance program until you are able to fend for yourself.
Absolutely. So I don't, seeing that person at the store, that's not telling me how long they've been on food stamps or assistance, or I don't know. Okay. But I do agree that it is assistance to help you get to where you need to be when you're down on your luck, or you're having issues, whatever's going on. Okay. That you're eligible for it at that time. Okay. So now, let's say that you are a political person. You are just as a political person that you are the same as you are a religious person. And the person that you are contemplating dating, you want to know their views politically. So now, whatever your political affiliation is, theirs is opposite of yours. So now you want to have a conversation about this. As you should.
Oh, okay. So now, how do you approach that? Yeah, Dole Turner, politicians. We're talking about politicians now. How do you have that political conversation with a person? If you are political, you're a political person. You want to know their views politically. How do you have that conversation?
But that is an extra hard conversation to get in, to get into. I think, you approach it with caution.
You approach it with caution.
You know, what views, what do you believe in politically? Okay. I think the reason why politics is a hard conversation for people to have is the disrespect. Okay. You know, you believe in something strongly, and you believe in a certain party strongly, and the other person that believes in another party disrespect or put down that party, that's when the issues come in.
Okay.
So if you have that conversation, you need to have respect for what the person believes in.
Okay. 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 But
So,
again, now, um, it's like I say now, this person, your political belief is totally opposite of that person's political belief.
mm-hmm.
And you want to know why. I mean, you want to know why he thinks this way on that. I mean, like I say now, you're contemplating the relationship. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything is agreed upon up until this point.
So I mean, yeah, you want to find out why. You want to find out his views, why he uh, chose the party he chose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to know, get an understanding. And like
Okay.
I said, you shouldn't judge, and you
Mm-hmm.
should respect that. Or maybe that person agreed to a certain party because their family
Mm-hmm.
agreed to it, so they're just into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know, by having that conversation and you're honest with each other and respecting each other's views,
Mm-hmm.
that person may start to agree with you.
Right. Right.
You never know unless you have that conversation, but I think you should listen to each other respectfully
Mm-hmm.
and don't put each other down for
Right.
believing in what they believe in.
Right.
That's where the issues come in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then, like I say now, these conversations, I mean, you can mention it, but now, like I say now, let's say you a very deeply political person, just the same way you might be in the same range as you are religious, and certain things that you want to know. You see,
Mm-hmm.
but now you don't want to tick this person off, you know, or you don't want to go too far into a conversation that might spark an argument or spark a heavy discussion, and then you get off, we can lead into an argument. You don't want to do that.
Well, if it's an argument about it, then you're not listening to each other anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everybody's different. Everybody have different views and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said at the beginning of the show, these are our views and opinions.
Right.
Other people might not think the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So that comes from being just totally different people. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can't talk about it, compromise,
Mm-hmm.
or just hear a person out
Mm-hmm.
without judgment.
Right.
Why do you believe this way? Why do you think this way?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it's okay for this person to get assistance
Mm-hmm.
when I'm struggling and I can't get assistance?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, different people think different ways. You just have to listen and understand each other's different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So you believe that as long as the line of communication is open, well, let me phrase this as a question. As long as the lines of communications are open, no conversation should be hard.
I won't say it's not going to be hard, but you have to be willing to listen on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
lines of conversation should be open.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean it's not going to be hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So now the lines of communication. So let me ask you this. So now a disagreement. A disagreement. You with a person, and you've had a few disagreements on a few things. Do it come to your mind, or do you say to yourself certain things I should avoid by having a conversation if you know that certain things would tick that person off? Or do you feel
No,
like you should air it out?
you should air it out. You should definitely be direct
Mm-hmm.
and transparent. If you want a relationship to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely need to be direct and transparent.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion, if you keep something from someone just because you think they're going to get upset,
Mm-hmm.
I, I feel like you're hiding
Mm-hmm.
your true feelings
Right.
or your
Right.
true thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like you're not being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So me
Okay.
personally, I want someone to be their self
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
around me because I want to be able to feel comfortable being myself around them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like I say, to you, as long as the lines of communications stays open and honest and transparent, there shouldn't be no such thing as hard conversations.
Good. No, it shouldn't be.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's the question I'm asking. But do you think there's such thing as hard conversations?
Yes, it is. There's conversations some people don't feel comfortable talking about.
Such as
It depends on the
depends on the
person.
person. Well, I'm asking a person. I mean, what would you think would be, in your view, it would be uncomfortable to talk about?
I think I could talk about pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people talking about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you see someone see something negative that you're doing, it's hard to hear something negative about yourself.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I think it would probably be hard for me to hear something negative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're giving me constructive criticism, I would take that from a person. Oh, this is how I'm making them feel,
Mm-hmm.
or this is how they see me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely take that into consideration. You have to accept accountability.
Mm-hmm. And so accepting accountability. So now, like I say, now you dealing with a narcissist.
Not the narcissist again.
Huh? I mean,
Not the narcissist again.
to me, that would be just about the only person I could think of, or the type of person I can only think of that would be hard to talk to, hard to have a civilized, calm conversation with.
Yeah, probably so. But like I said, different conversations can make some people feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
But that don't mean they're not willing to talk about it. Maybe they need time.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, you may want to say, well, let me get my thoughts together on this.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you get back to that person that want to have a conversation, don't just leave them hanging and not talk about it. That's not going to solve anything.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. and Doe Turner agree with it too. She says nothing should be hard to discuss. Communication is the key.
Right.
Yeah. But like I say, some people, those hard conversations, when you close the line of communication, or you make that line of communication hard, you make that other person skeptical to come and talk to you about certain things. And to me, you don't want to do that.
What's some ways a person can make it hard for you to come talk to them?
Well, like I say, if you're trying to talk to a person about something, and they always say, "Well, I don't want to I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that." That would make it hard. To me, that would make it hard to making me timid to want to talk to you about anything, because you're shutting me down before I even get started. You see. And so now, if you're shutting me down on that, something else gonna come along. That's just what that is. Something else gonna come along. So now, if you don't want to talk about that, what is it that I can come and talk to you about?
Yeah, that's true. If you make a person feel like how they feel or what they want to have a conversation about isn't important to you, or you want to cut them off before they come talk to you, that can definitely be hard to talk to that person.
Right.
You're gonna want to keep it to yourself, or you're thinking they're gonna get upset if I come to them about this. But that's not gonna solve anything. That's just gonna make the situation grow.
Exactly.
Because a person that want to have a conversation is holding this inside, and whatever keeps going on, it's going to come out in a negative way. They keep holding it inside. So it's definitely the conversation is like number one. You got to have those conversations.
Okay. The old Turner said this means that you're with the wrong person. God didn't send that person. Well, Dog Turner, who sent that person? The devil? Who sent them? The devil? You know, I mean,
God didn't mean for that person to be for you.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, I can get off into that discussion too. You know, I mean, God gave me the ability of discernment, judgment, wisdom. You know, those are things I have to decide that's right for me.
But we don't always make the right decisions. We go based on other things.
We don't. But
so we end up making those type of choices.
We do. And the way I look at it, you know, God looked at it as, you know, I'm not the one that have to live with that person. You do. You make that decision, you know, because you don't have to live with that person. Not him.
So we can always make our own decision. That we want to have guidance.
Well, that's where wisdom comes in, and that's your guidance. You know, that's where discernment comes in. That's your guidance.
Approved by God.
Well, I mean, you have to approve. You the one making that decision. You're making that decision. You see what I'm saying? You're doing that. He's not going to appear and say, "Nope, that ain't the one for you." He's not going to do that. You have to discern this. That's where you look for red flags. That's where you look at okay, you know, when you see these things, are you going to act on it? Or are you just going to say, well, maybe he'll be all right later on, or maybe I can work on, I can help him with that or something like that. These are your decisions to make.
Well, yeah, some things we go based on what we want and not what we need.
Right. And most likely that's what it is. Because when a person says, I want a man, when a person says, I want a woman, that's what they're saying. This is what I want. You see? Now, when a person says, I don't need a man, when a person say, I don't need a woman, then that's what you're not going to get. You see? So now when the person does come into your life and you decide, okay, I can open up to this person. So now that's where discernment, wisdom, and understanding and all that has to come in. Because you are making this decision whether to have this person a part of your life or not. You making that decision.
Yeah, we probably make that decision, and we probably think it's a good decision until that person shows us otherwise.
Well, you've made decisions up to the point where whatever age you're at, you made decisions, whether it's good decisions or bad decisions. You the one have to live with them. What are you gonna do?
With the person, I mean the person or the decision?
The decision.
Oh, well, yeah.
You have to live with your decision. You've made decisions all your life, whether they're good decisions, whether they're bad decisions.
Okay, you have to live with those decisions.
You have to.
Not with the person.
No, I'm not saying the person. See, that person is going to show you something. They're going to show you, going to see something out that person. It's like I said, you can see red flags. But now if you decide to yourself, well, I can work with that, or I can change that. You see, you are making a decision. So now if that doesn't pan out for you, then who has to live with that? Nobody but you. God don't have to live with that. That's your decision. That's not his. You see, that's your decision. You see, And so when Doe Turner, which I'm not knocking your what you believe in, or anybody believe that when they say God sent me a man, God gonna send me a man, and all that, you don't know what type of person God sends you. The only thing you just hoping that He sends you something. God knows what's best for you more than you do.
Well, that's why they say, that's why they use that term.
Okay, when they use that term. So now, if a man came to you, but in your eyes, from what you see visually, this man doesn't fit your criteria visually, and you reject him, well, how you know God didn't send him to you? Because he may not be what you see. He may not be what you think you should have visually, but you don't know what he might be, what you need all the way around. You don't know that. You see?
No, you don't know.
So that's why I say that. So I'm just making that little point right there. When a person say that, that's how I just feel about it. Like I say, I'm not knocking anybody's belief, anything like that. I don't want to do that. I just believe that God gave you the tools to make your own decision about who you want or don't want in your life. That's not up to him. That's up to you.
But like you said, God knows what's right for you, but sometimes we go on our own judgment.
And you have to live on your own. Whether you trust me, you've lived on this earth long enough. Have you not made your own decision on things?
I think you're missing the whole point.
Huh?
I think you're missing the whole point.
I'm not missing the whole point. What you're saying is he should make a decision for you with a mate, but everything else you can do.
No.
Huh?
No.
That's what I'm getting.
No, that's not what that means.
Okay, well, okay. All right. But that's what I get out of it. I might be wrong,
I think you are.
Okay, I could be wrong.
But did you get it out your system though?
Like, hey, I got out my system. Nicole being funny, y'all. That's okay. She can be funny. That's all right. She's being funny.
Yeah. Sound like we hit a nerve there. I don't know.
No, that's not a hard conversation.
It's not.
No, it's not. That's not a hard conversation. But that's just how I look at it. Like I say, I could be wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, that's fine. I've been wrong before. But that's how I look at it. But we all hope, hey, it's every man for himself and God for us all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. That's how he want all of us to prosper in everything. That's how I look at it. That's what it is, Nicole. He just want us to prosper. Okay, I got that. I can't argue with that, Nicole. All right, let me see what this. She said, I've been single since 2019. It's hard trying to find the right one. Hey.
It is.
Doe Turner, stop looking. Let them find you. Maybe try that one. Maybe I don't. I don't know what to say about that one. That's been 6 years. 2019. Maybe you should change your way, change your, what you're doing. Try something new. Never know. I don't know.
That's the reason for the show.
Yeah, that's the reason for the show. Y'all know it's a shame out there. Doe Turner, it's a shame. She said, I have. Okay, well, that's why we keep trying. Every day you wake up, you got another chance. Every day you wake up, you got another chance. Hey, don't give up the fight.
Yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up the fight. I know Jesse Jackson used to say, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. That's why we got the dating shame. We talk about these topics, why it's so crazy, why, that's why we do this, on the dating shame. But that's a nice show, Nicole. That's how we're gonna wrap this thing up. Doe Turner. I appreciate your comments. She laughing at you, Nicole. She said, LOL, Nicole. We're gonna be back next week with another show, Nicole, another good topic. That's how we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you again, Doe Turner, for the comments. Red shot right here. I appreciate that. Nicole, we're gonna wrap this up for today. Like I say, was a short week, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving. Everybody back to work tomorrow. I'll take y'all ass back to work now. The boss gonna be looking for you.
That time went quick.
Yeah. Thank you, Doe Turner. I enjoyed you too. And
thank you, Doe Turner.
There you go. So now we're gonna wrap this up, family. We'll be back next week with another show. Another good topic. Somebody was late on Facebook. That's all right. Catch you next week. Like I say, y'all join in TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. If you want to catch the show or any other shows, go on YouTube. This episode 75. So we got 75 shows up on YouTube. You want to catch any of the shows, go on YouTube, catch up on that. You can catch it up on the Dating Shame page on YouTube. Catch any of the shows. If you want to call in, talk about any of the shows, any of the topics we talked about on previous shows, please do. And we'll do that. Nicole, you have a good week. Back to work. Back on the grind.
That's right. You have a good week as well.
All right.
Good night, Doe Turner.
We got you. All right. That's it, Nicole. We'll catch you next week.
All right.
All right. All right, family. That's a nice show. We had a good show tonight, as always. And we're going to do it again next week. Another good topic. And like I say, we always talking about today's dating scene, what's going on, and all of that. And like I say, we're going to catch it again next week. And until then, I want everybody to be safe out there. Have a good week. It's time to go back to work. And that's how we're going to do it. All right. So that's what that is. That's the dating shame. Why is it so hard? Catch you next week. Mm-hmm.
I'll be around. I want you near, standing